What is up, guys? Today is January 14th. It's currently 9:09, so we got about 21 minutes before the market opens. And I'm going to go over my watch list and what I'm watching this morning so far. So I haven't really went over the news streamers. Deck's talking about the news now, but I'll catch up here in a minute. I just went over the gap scanner. And we got a few things on the watch from the gap scanner. So RTIX is one that I'm going to be watching very closely because it kind of resembles what ADAP did a little bit. Kind of, gapped up really well. This one gapped up a little under the 200 moving average and then blew through it. RTIX, it's going to be gapping up above the 200 moving average, but this red line here is basically like all-time highs, or at least for the past 3 years. So if I change this to a 3-year weekly chart, you can see, it hasn't really been above that level. So if it gets above 615 or 605, really, let's put it 608. Set an alert there. I'm definitely going to be interested in it. Now, it is a little higher in float, but so was ADAP yesterday, and it kind of surprised us all. So I'm definitely going to be watching RTIX at the open. The next one's TRXC. I'm going to be watching it at the open pretty heavily. Let's change this back to a daily. Now, it's going to be opening up under or right at the 50 moving average. As long as it opens above it and stays above it, we're good. I mean, it is kind of building support here below it a little bit, so I'll also watch that level. But, we'll see. Hopefully it can stay above the 50 moving average and just move on up. It is a low float. I think Yahoo Finance had it at 13 million or possibly 17 million float. So we'll keep an eye on it, see what it does. Obviously, I'm going to be watching ADAP again today. Kind of sold off a little in the afternoon yesterday, but pre-market, it's beasted its way back up to 658, which is actually higher than yesterday's top. So we'll be watching for it to make a bigger move today, maybe up to $8 or something. But it just depends. I mean, it is high in float, so it would really have to get the volume. TRIL, I'm going to be watching it just because it sold off yesterday, but it's holding its gains pretty decent. As long as it doesn't get below the low of yesterday, I'm going to be interested in it. So as you can see yesterday, it sold off hard in the morning and then just shot back up. Almost made $1 rip. So if we can capitalize on 30-40 cents of something like that, then it'll be worth it. CPAH, I'm going to be watching for mid-candle breakout pattern. It's when you have your first big green day, and then you have a red day that closes, around the middle of the green candle, and then the next day you get a bigger move up. So I'll be watching it just to see if it, can get back over this 355 level-ish, something like that. So I got some alerts set, and we'll be watching or listening for the alerts. But yesterday, so I know my video from yesterday ended with me up like $900 something, but I continued to trade throughout the day yesterday. I'm going to pull over my trader view. So that we can, boom. All right. Sorry. Open OBS so I can see what y'all can see. Okay, so yesterday I traded. Okay, so you've seen this, you've seen this, you've seen this, you've seen this. Basically, ADAP is all I traded after I stopped the recording, and I kind of traded it from my phone mostly, but starting from like 11 all the way to, only 12 for about an hour from my phone, just scalping plays. But ended up making $3,500 extra dollars. So $3,500 plus the $900 that you guys seen put me up pretty good on the day. It was like $44.60 or something. Oh, I still have this filter on here. Clear filter. Clear. There we go. 44.65. God, I got this little cough in the back of my throat. So, yeah, it ended up being a good day. 80 AP just kept going. I wished I would have been able to sit here and trade from my computer because I would have made a lot more money. So, scalping from my phone's a little hard, but it is what it is. But anyways, I'm going to turn my mic off and turn Deck's commentary on. So you'll no longer hear me, you'll start hearing him. And stick around, let's see if we can make some money today.
Let's keep moving on through here. SLGG, not really one I've seen this morning. 7 million in float. Let's, as always, just give that a little bit of a double check over on Yahoo Finance. And SLGG, what do we have here? Let's make sure this is still on the lower float side. The float, SLGG. Sometimes Yahoo Finance always brings up the wrong ticker, and I'm like, sometimes don't realize, and you're just like, what? The float 7 million. Okay, so it is a lower float play. Do we have any sort of news on SLGG? Super League Gaming. Super League Gaming sets landmark partnership with Wanda Cinema Games. Okay, so the venture greatly expands Super League's global footprint, bringing competitive amateur gaming and community to millions of gamers across China and beyond. This just sounds like a video game press release, right? Super League's global footprint is going to lead to millions of gamers to China and beyond. Like beyond where? The space? But this is a good press release. This is a very good press release. And why do we have, a good press release? Well, we have a partnership, right? We're partnering with Wanda Cinema Games. It's saying it greatly expands this company. So SLGG, 7 million in float. SLGG with a good press release right here talking about a partnership. SLGG starting to warm up a little bit. When did this press release come out? This had to come out pretty recent, I would think, because I did not see it. It's starting to get hot right now. Look at SLGG starting to get a little bit hotter. This came out with the press release at 8 a.m. So 8 a.m. is when SLGG started getting a little bit of that hype towards it. So SLGG is probably my favorite press release that we have talked about so far today. So probably my favorite press release that we have talked about so far today. $5 break is when that stock's going to start getting some nice potential towards it. And you can see it's actually starting to creep its way up towards that $5 mark right now. So give me 1 second. I just want to post this. So we have SLGG moving to $5 resistance. High watch. Ooh, we're actually starting to break $5 right now, guys. SLGG starting to get that big time momentum and starting to pick up a little bit right here as traders are trying to get the party started. And as we're talking about this play right now, that's when we're starting seeing a little bit more hype. That's where we're starting to see a little bit more momentum. And let's see if we're going to be able to hold that $5 mark. See if the stock's going to be able to hold that $5 mark. We're going to see if the stock's going to be able to continue to climb because we know $5 is the third strongest resistance line in penny stocks. Just went from $4 to $5, has room to run up to 558. 558 is the 200-day moving average. So it's got about another 50 cents behind it if the stock wants to run. Yeah, I see the same thing, Trade Life. So SLGG, probably the best play we have looked at so far today. It does have about like a 20-cent spread, so this thing can move very quickly, and it can also drop very quickly. But keep your eyes peeled on SLGG in case the stock does start spiking. There is some nice potential behind this one. 7 million in float. I like the press release. Traders start getting excited about this. Play. All right, let's keep moving on. Do we have anything else we want to focus on? Well, a lot of the plays like HGSH, not really anything there. MDSU or MUDSW, nothing. BGFV, very low in volume. DNLI, this stock has a nice little $3 gap up. I'm sure traders like Iggy or Rapid may want to look at DNLI. This just had about a $3 spike. Let's see if there's any sort of reason behind it. This is more of a mid-cap play, though. DNLI, January 14th, announces a positive results. Okay, so DNLI, if you guys have the funds, this does have a very nice press release. That's why the stock had a $3 move so far. So this stock had a $3 move so far on DNLI. Positive results right here. I will just get that press release so you guys can check it out as well. And as always, you guys can go right over to Yahoo Finance and go ahead and give it a look. So DNLI, this one, very strong press release, $3 move so far, and that stock definitely has some nice potential to continue to climb, continue to move on up if you guys are looking over there. So that's probably the best press release we have seen so far, but it's also a more expensive play, so you may not be able to get as much momentum towards it. All right. Let's see what else we have going on here. Well, a play I do want you guys to watch is ADAP today. So kind of little recap. RTIX, do we like it? Yes. This was on earnings report. Do we love it? No. TRXC, do we like this play? Do we love it? Definitely not. TRXC, this one came out with a 510 submission. It's not really 241,000 in float. SLGG, this is probably the most active penny stock as of now. This is probably the most active penny stock as of now. $5 break. Watch the 200-day moving average. Best press release this morning is DNLI, mid-cap play, positive results, $3 spike. Watch her move up to $22 plus. All right? So really the best play so far, DNLI, and then we also have SLGG. So what else do I want you guys looking at? Because when you kind of narrow it down, we really only have two stocks to be focusing on, right? When we really narrow it down, we really only have two stocks to focus on, DNLI, and the other one is SLGG. So what other plays can get us going, right? What other plays can get us excited? What other plays could start bringing in some nice hype and start bringing in some nice momentum? Well, we do want to look at the previous top gainers of yesterday. And right, ADAP was a stock that was a previous top gainer of yesterday, went on a very nice move, went on a very nice climb. ADAP spiked 200% on the dot yesterday. And right now it's having a 41% gap up. Now, why? What's going on with ADAP? Well, yes, it was a previous top gainer of yesterday. And if we check out the news, yesterday it came out with a press release talking about its T-cell platform that delivers initial responses. Well, that was the press release yesterday. This morning, it also came out with another press release that says it entered into an agreement. So we had ADAP not only come out with the press release yesterday, well, their PR team said, hey, let's keep this party going. And they put out another press release this morning that says it's entered into an agreement. So we have a press release yesterday from its platform and showing good results. And then today we have an agreement press release to try to keep that party started and try to keep that party going. So definitely a lot of potential. Little side note, guys, if you want to put an alert on BIOC, please again go ahead and have an alert behind BOC. Just posting the word BIOC does not tell anyone anything. We're gonna get to that play in a little bit. So right here, do ADAP? Do we want to watch it? Absolutely. This is a previous top gainer that can definitely continue to move on up. Right? We see continuation nearly every single day on top gainers. Yesterday we saw the same exact thing on CPAH. CPAH, how do we know that we were how did I make money on this play? Well, CPAH, this was my big winner as the stock ran from $4 all the way up to $6. And I played this simply just because it was a previous top gainer the day before. And CPAH went on this nice morning spike just because the previous day it went on a nice big rip and run. Now, ADAP could easily do the same thing. ADAP could easily do the same thing, could easily bring in that momentum, could easily bring in that hype. So I want you guys to watch ADAP. I want you guys to focus on this play because this could easily run up to its old spiking highs up towards around that like 590 mark where it's kind of sitting at already. Break of $6 could lead to our next leg on up. If the stock does fall, look for a bounce play, probably back down towards around 490. If it does fall, bounce play right around 490 for that possible red to green move. I think that could be really solid. So far, plays that we want to be focusing on, SLGG, ADAP, and if you're a mid-cap play, DNLI. If you're a mid-cap player, DNLI. All right, so those are the top three, SLGG, we have ADAP, and DNLI. I know, again, a lot of you guys are focused on BIOC, right? So BIOC, this stock definitely has potential towards this play. And why, again, are we having potential towards this play? Well, so far it's moved about 3 cents. Not anything too crazy, but I know the stock is smaller, so it's moved about 3 cents. And BIOC does have a press release towards it. It says, announces validation and availability of its liquid biopsy platform for the detection of actionable cancer biomarkers in cerebrospinal fluid. So, we have validation and availability. And that's basically what we have. Do we have the word cancer? Yes, but it's not talking about cancer results. Basically, this press release is saying we have availability if someone wants to use our BIOC, liquid biopsy platform. Now, right now, again, we do not have any sort of big results. We do not have any sort of big revenues. We do not have anything along those lines. It's just saying right here, we are now available, for right? But they still have to get those sales. They still have to get everything along those lines. So BIOC right here, is it setting itself up for a possible move? It does have a little bit of a bull flag, a little bit of an ugly bull flag, but it's there. We have 35-cent resistance, and if it breaks through 35-cent resistance, it has room to run up to 45 cents, which is the 50-day moving average. So the 50-day moving average, that's where that play, has potential to possibly go on a nice move and has potential to look for a break from there. So BIOC, if interested, watch for the 35-cent break of 35 cents. You're looking for a target of 45 cents, which is the 50-day moving average, and most likely from there is where you want to lock it up. All right. I know some of you guys were looking at F-Cell a little bit this morning. This actually has a nicer bull flag pattern on the daily chart, and this has a little bit of hype towards it, where if we look over on F-Cell, kind of has a small bull flag on the 5-minute chart and also a bull flag on the daily chart. This talked about this morning, F-Cell talking about its performance and how it's been very successful. So that's always a nice press release as well. Performance and having nice success. So what I want to type out is stocks to watch at the bell. What do we have right here? Stocks to watch at the bell. We are going to be having F-Cell has performance, success on their performance, excuse me. We have BIOC. We're looking for that 35-cent break and a run up towards 45-cent resistance. We have SLGG, $5 as a strong resistance line. SLGG had the press release this morning talking about a partnership for its gaming, which is really nice. We have ADAP, which is the previous day top gainer, and this stock came out with another press release. We have DNLI, which came out with positive results, probably the best press release so far, but this stock is a little bit bigger in price, but this is the best press release so far today. And then last but not least, that should be it. I know some of you guys are saying to yourself, oh, Deck, what about possible mid-candle breakout pattern over on CPAH? That stock may need one more red day to it, but there's definitely potential there. Again, that's on our weekly watch list. Right? We posted this weekly watch list yesterday. It's in the notepad. I posted it in the morning newsletter. CPAH, mid-candle breakout pattern potential this week. So again, we went over this one yesterday. It definitely could slowly happen. I think maybe tomorrow it would have a little bit better of a setup. But that's definitely there to possibly, get a little bit of hype. But that's all on our weekly watch list right there. So you guys are all set. So let's set up a morning poll right here. And let's see what you guys are thinking has the best potential for to be able to take on off at the bell. So, what stock has the best potential to become, or what stock? I'm just going to say what stock will be the number one top gainer today. What stock will do the best today? So, what stock's going to do the best today? Is it going to be SLGG? Is it going to be FCell? Is it going to be BIOC? Is it going to be ADAP? Is it going to be DNLI? One second right here. All right, so these are the ones we're voting on to start off with. Doesn't mean it's 100% going to be, one of these, but it's going to definitely give us a great understanding of where everyone's looking at. So everyone, look at the live stream, go vote, and we'll be ready to rock and roll. We got Iggy in the house, we got Rapid Financial in the house. Let's do it. We know that means we got a big day ahead. So I'm always excited to be kicking off this day, seeing what's going to be coming on up, seeing where that hype's going to be going, seeing where this volume's going to be going, seeing where that momentum's going to be going, and looking forward to another awesome day with a lot of big time ripping, a lot of big time volume. Nope, I'm not a huge fan of TRXC today. TRXC, not a huge fan of that one. Could it rip and run? Absolutely. Just not a huge fan of that potential. All right, so let's get ready. Market opens up in a minute, putting on the new scanners, and everyone cast their vote if you guys have not yet. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and a 1. Share the results. Stop the poll. SLGG and ADAP is the winner. So we have SLGG going on the top and ADAP on the bottom. Now, if you guys are interested on ADAP, I would say watch that bounce play back down towards around $5. Okay, so that's what I'd be looking at. Market opens up in 20 seconds. SLGG needs to be able to break $5. So again, ADAP, watch for the $5 bounce play. So ADAP, watch for the $5 bounce play. This would be the best support line if this stock is going to hold. All right, market is now live. We are up and we are ready to rock and roll. If ADAP falls back down to that $5 mark, watch for that possible dip buy, as that's where, again, you guys can make some nice money and make some nice cash. So ADAP actually starting to fall a little bit already. We do have a lot of this, like $5 support towards this play. I'm going to switch over to a 2-minute time frame. We're going to see how low we could possibly go on that stock. Now, we also want to watch that 20 count. We have BIOC starting to push already. BIOC, this play is trying to get a little bit of that volume. We're trying to get a little bit of that hype over at that stock. We're going to see if this play is going to be able to break through 35 cents. If it can break 35 cents, that's where you get hype. Little side note, SLGG trying to come up towards that $5 mark once again. SLGG, guys, starting to break $5. SLGG, the number one stock that you guys voted on so far, is the number one best play. Let's see how much we're going to be able to move. Let's be honest with ourselves and say, though, we will have very strong resistance whenever we get above 540. And why do we say that, guys? Because look at that 200-day moving average. Was this one quick? This one was quick, yes, so far. But notice, where's it turning at? The stock is looking to turn right at that 200-day moving average. So that stock's looking to turn right at that 200-day moving average. We need to understand our resistance lines. It's not going to be easy to break above those resistance lines because that is the 200-day moving average right there, which is where we came right below. Get the $5 bounce yet. Did not get the $5 bounce yet. It's currently trying to come up towards 590. And if you guys were not here yesterday, if we look back at our old chart, we can see 590 was right at the high of the day yesterday. So you guys can see this looking back at yesterday on a 5-minute chart. ADAP is looking to break its current, resistance from yesterday's high of the day. So that's why 590 is going to give it a little bit of trouble. You still have a great $495 bounce coming on up if the stock turns. If the stock falls and turns on down, you got a great $495 bounce. If the stock breaks through $6, it could definitely steal a lot of the mob. SLGG, as we talked about, the reason why it's turning is just because it already came up towards that target of the 200-day moving average. Was it quick? Yes. Was it easy to trade? Absolutely not. But it did happen. It was very quick play. It ran up to that 200-day moving average, started coming on down. Right now, ADAP still testing that 590 mark because of this area yesterday. So, right now, we're just trying to stay as smart as we can. BIOC still testing that 35-cent mark. Slowly starting to break it down. Still slowly trying to break down that 35-cent mark. And we're going to see if we're going to be able to get a possible run up towards around 45 cents. Now, BIOC is such a tiny play. You can buy a lot of shares. It's not going to move a huge amount. BIOC definitely has some volume towards it. I'm going to throw this up on the top level too so you guys can check it out. But it doesn't move a huge amount, and that's just because it's so tiny. So, you might say to yourself, Deck, the stock has only moved 3 cents. Why are we looking at it? Well, the stock is so small. BIOC, that's a 20% move. It's the number 4 top gainer right now. So even though it's tiny, you can buy a ton of shares on it if you guys are interested. ADAP is still testing those old highs. So ADAP is still testing those old highs right around that $6 mark. If ADAP breaks $6, watch for a run up towards around 620. If ADAP breaks $6, watch for a run up towards around 620. Right now, I'm still again, it's a little scattered out for me right now. It's a little scattered out for me. We saw APDN go. What do we have yesterday? We had, excuse me, SLGG going a nice move so far. ADAP is still fighting, and then we got a little bit of BIOC action. So do I like all these plays? I like these plays, but it's a little bit scattered. It's only 4 minutes in the market. I'm gonna wait for things to kind of cool down a little bit, and then I'm gonna go after the plays. But right now, again, I'm sitting on my hands yet because SLGG is still falling. ADAP, I want to look for that nice bounce play off that $495 mark. That's what I want to be looking for. BIOC is moving up, yes, but at the same time, BIOC this play is very tiny. So you either have to buy a lot of shares for every penny, percentage that moves on it to be able to come out on, come out on top. If I had to be honest and straightforward with you guys, I'd probably be saying, where is my play that I'm looking at? Probably an ADAP bounce play. That's kind of what I'm looking at right now. And what else do we have here? A little INPX getting a little dead cat bounce as well. A little INPX, the stock fell from $29 all the way back down to $3. Starting to get a little dead cat bounce play. Nope, RTIX, that stock is garbage. So I didn't even put RTIX on the morning poll this morning just because I didn't like it at all. And it's kind of same exact thing with TRXC. I didn't even put this stock on the morning poll because I wasn't a huge fan. But TRXC starting to pop up slightly, has a 10 count. So TRXC starting to pop up slightly. This TRXC needs to be able to stay above 237. Right now it's at 235. 237 is the 50-day moving average. So if TRXC runs up to 237 and gets rejected, it's not going to be able to get any higher than that because that's the 50-day moving average. So 237, don't be surprised if you see that stock having trouble there. London Boy, if you are, you don't know about that pattern, it's a pattern theme. I'm not, it's not me saying a joke, but there's a pattern called a dead cat bounce. And what a dead cat bounce is, for example, it'd be JRJC. Like JRJC right here. If a stock falls, from $43 all the way down to $6, you usually see a nice bounce play as everyone's buying that as an oversold stock. This stock fell from INPX from $25 all the way down to $3. The stock can get a little bit of a bounce play, where a stock, starts moving on up. I don't come up with the names here, guys. I mean, some names I come up with, like the mid candle breakout pattern, just like U shape or something like that. But I did not name the dead cat bounce play, so please do not be mad at me. If you're loving those feline friends, hey, I got you. I understand. Nope, dead cat bounce. Little Sino TRXC. TRXC trying to move on up, and you still got BIOC. You still got BIOC trying to get to that 45-cent mark. Yep, Iggy, mid-candle breakout pattern. That is all me. If you actually type that in on Google, you get something completely different. You type in mid-candle breakout pattern in Google, it's just you're getting descending triangles. You're getting stocks that are falling. There's no such thing as an actual mid-candle breakout pattern. That's just something that I came up with as trading. Snakeskin Randy. There you go. Yahoo! So right now we are seeing what's going to come on up, and as you guys are noticing, it's only 7 minutes in. If you guys are huffing and puffing saying, Deck, I haven't gotten a trade in yet, where can I go, where's my money, where can I be trading? Ooh, easy, cowboy. Take a break. We're all set right here. We're 7 minutes into the market. We got loads of time. We got a little bit of action on BIOC. We have a little bit of action over on TRXC. We got a little bit of action, on SLGG, but nothing has been holding yet. Nothing has been holding yet. So right now, nothing holding. We don't need to just jump the gun. If you're late on BIOC, if you're trying to buy BIOC at 38 cents, sit back on that. You don't need that right now. If you're saying, Deck, I want to get in on TRXC again. TRXC, this stock has what? This stock has resistance at 37 cents. It's the 50-day moving average. Why do you think the stock's falling right there? And then what do we have? ADAP. ADAP stock is starting to come back on down. And what I'm looking for is, again, a little bit of dip buy areas. And what we want to do is, look for that possible imaginary box, right? So we're going to look for maybe some $5 bounce plays. If it goes a little bit lower, right, we could look for a little bit of some 490 bounce plays, right? Somewhere around this area. But this is kind of where, I'm looking for in my first trade of the day, looking for my dip buy. So these areas right here is kind of where I'm looking for my dip buy on this stock on 88p. You're saying, Deck, why this like $5, 490-ish area? Look at the past chart history pattern. All at $5 is old resistance, 490 little bounce, $5 top resistance, 490 top resistance. So it's kind of that $5 490 mark. We should be able to see at least 490 hit in this stock to get up towards like 520. That could lead to a nice, I could lead to a nice, $200, $300 gain if it does fall down there. You guys are looking at a little bit of bigger play. ROKU, always nice, keep your eyes peeled on some bigger plays. How is DNLI doing? DNLI, positive results. DNLI, positive results. Massive gap up. Great move so far this morning. But, this stock is turning and giving a lot back. DNLI had the best press release this morning. And the press release on DNLI, if you guys were here for it, you guys check this out. DNLI, best press release this morning, talking about announces progress, including positive results, right? Including positive results on its program for Parkinson's disease. It demonstrated high levels. We have approval. Positive results, demonstrations. If you're wondering why DNLI went from $17 all the way up to $22, I mean, that's a $5 spike. Is DNLI coming back on down right now? Yes. It's going to probably hold up, though, at the 200-day moving average support. This stock is a very good press release and definitely has a lot of potential, but the big run so far has been in pre-market. As I've been saying, though, if you guys have not pulled the trigger yet, that is absolutely okay. Guys, at the end of the day, no one cares if you bought the stock within the first minute or if you guys bought the stock in the last minute. What matters is that you guys came out and made money. Little side note, FVE right now. FVE. Starting to pop up on the high of the day momentum scanner. The last 3 out of 4 days have been green on FVE. This is, I believe, a lower float stock and a break of $6. A lot of hype would move in on this play. Last time the stock had a press release was it had restructuring business arrangements back on January 2nd. Let's just double check to see if there's any sort of filing behind this play. That was a little bit more recent. No, there is not. But FVE does have continuation towards it, and this stock may start heating on up if this stock starts taking on off. This is saying it's $4 million in float on trade ideas. As always, I like to double check it. But FVE, keep on high watch right now as this stock is looking pretty consistent up to $6. 3 out of 4 days have been green, and this is $4 million in float. All right, so we do want to be keeping our eyes peeled on this play as well. And definitely get a little bit of action towards it. FVE, a little bit choppy, a little bit scary because there is no sort of news towards it. But at the same time, this thing is pretty consistent and could start, getting some hype and momentum towards it as well. I want to keep my eyes peeled over there on FVE. ADAP not coming back down as of now. Got a little bit of a bounce off around 525. I think FVE could start getting a little bit of action. So I just want to definitely keep my eyes peeled over there just because it broke the 13 EMA, broke the 50-day, broke the 200-day moving average. $6 is resistance, and if it ever broke, it has room to run all the way up to up here, which would be our money line, all the way up at 755. Now, again, I have not seen any sort of news towards this play. I'm not saying just go ahead and buy in right now, but I think it's one that could possibly creep its way on up. right here. AGSH, no, we don't need that right now. TRXC still getting rejected at the 237. I'm going through our top gainers. TRXC getting rejected at 237 still. SLGG, that stock ran up to the 200-day moving average, then got rejected from there. BIOC, nothing yet on BIOC. Little bit of a pop, did give a lot of its gains back. We're fine at this moment, right? We're still fine at this moment. BGFV, let's watch for a red to green move. BGFV, keep this play on high watch for a possible red to green move. If this stock, BGFV, does break that open mark, which is right around 380, BGFV could possibly go on a spike. Now, why could BGFV go on a possible spike? This stock is a 2 million in float play, BGFV, which did come out with a press release this morning as well. If it sets itself up in a red to green move, things could get hot and spicy over here. And let me make sure I'm thinking of the same stock. All right, I think I'm actually thinking of BCDA. BGFV, because if it's a low float play, we could definitely still watch it. BGFV, that came out with an earnings. Okay, so that had an earnings, but what's that float at? 19 million. All right, no, so that's not the stock I was thinking of. Still one maybe we want to keep our eyes peeled on. I know you guys are saying TRXC just got a new high of the day. TRXC just broke through the 200-day moving average, or a 50-day moving average, so that got a quick pop. Again, that's a 17 million in float stock that is moving on up right now, just because it put out a 510K FDA form. Now, a 510K form is basically them just asking for permission to be able to sell this product. It still needs to be approved from the FDA. So we're still kind of on the prowl on what's going to be bringing in that big time hype for us. BCDA, nothing yet there. I like BCDA. That was the one I was thinking of. BCDA was the one I was thinking of, guys. This stock is 2 million in float play, and if we look back at the summary, 2 hours ago had FDA clearance. So this one had FDA clearance. So if that one ever started getting some hype, MARA testing $1, then it's gonna have 110 resistance. ADAP, still again the possibility of that, little bit of a bounce play that could still come on up. Yeah, BCDA had a little bit of a spike yesterday, and also had a press release this morning. Not doing anything at this time though. And again, we haven't missed anything, right? HSGH is starting to move up a little bit. HGSH. This is starting to move up a little bit right now. Let's just see if that's going to start getting any sort of momentum. Now, what do we have any sort of news here? HGSH. I don't think we have any sort of news on this play. HGSH, December 30th. No. So, I mean, this play right here, is this halted? Okay, HGSH is halted. Okay, so that's why I'm like, what is going on with this play? I was confused for a moment. Is there any sort of news on this? HGSH, no news. No news I'm seeing on HGSH, but the stock is starting to spike on up a little bit. So we do have HGSH halted. No news I see. The stock did break $1, 13 million in float. Break of 150 would bring in a lot of buyers. So we do have right now a play that just got halted, which always brings in attention to certain plays, to certain stocks. So I do want you guys to be ready that we do have right now HGSH does have some potential towards it, but at the same time got to be careful. Also, IMPX starting to move on up. IMPX, this is the play that just went from $4 to $4.80. Not a good, again, like breakout chart. This is one of what we call the dead cat bounce. So this stock just fell. This stock just fell from $29 to straight red days down to $3. People are seeing the stock as being oversold, as the stock just dropped about $26, and people are getting a little bit of a bounce play off of the 50-day moving average support. So we are having a bounce play off the 50-day moving average support. Now, again, if you guys did not buy IMPX, or if you guys did not buy BIOC, or if you guys did not buy SLGG at the start of the day right here, Do not be disappointed in yourself. Do not say, oh, wow, how could I miss that? How could I not be ready for that? Guys, it's been a little scattered out today. Don't worry. We saw a little bit of SLGG spike at the bell, come back on down. We have HGSH right now, halted on no news, but it's still going to get some volume towards it. IMPX, this one has a dead cat bounce after falling $26. I mean, it's been a little bit of a spread out right here. It's been a little bit iffy. We also have ADAP still coming on down as well. Top watches at this time, right? So we still have top watches. I would say IMPX, $5 resistance. AGSH, halted, can bring in big volume. And then also we still have ADAP, small bounce, coming up. So you still have ADAP, which has the small bounce coming on up, which has some potential. So these would be my top watches if I were you guys on these plays right here. HGSH is going to get unhalted, guys, in 45 seconds. Now, game plan. HGSH could just open up and charge, okay? There is no news. There is no reasoning. But this stock just went from $1 to $1.39. It could open up and traders said, hey, you know what? We don't have anything big yet in the penny stock market. Let's make something big. And if it starts breaking 150, everyone's just going to start running over there. Is it risky? Yes. But could it be very rewarding? Absolutely. Let's understand if it drops, it just comes down to momentum. It really comes down to momentum. Break of 150, the stock can run, the stock can rip. We have 5 seconds. All eyes on HGSH. All eyes on HGSH. The stock comes out right now. So let's see. Break of 150. The stock could pick on up just because traders want to get something going. It all comes down to momentum and if that 150 breaks on through. So 150 trying to break a little bit. 150 still holding up as resistance though. Let's see if this is going to be a momentum play as traders are going to hop in or if people are going to get scared and say to themselves, hey, I don't think I can do this. Right now, IMPX is also coming up towards that towards that $5 mark. Right now, HGSH still trying to get a little bit of action towards it. 165 is now resistance. The stock, as fast as it goes on up, is as fast as it goes on down, though. It just went from 150 to 165, down to 148, now at 158. But you got to watch the bids. The bids are going to tell you, again, where the stock is at. The bids are going to tell you, what's the best potential. I'm going to put IMPX on the bottom level, too, so, of course, you guys can check that out. BCDA, putting that on one of my sides, and also APDN. I want to, put that on my other one. Or ADAP, excuse me. But yeah, it really just comes down to seeing if these bids are going to hold 150. Now, as of now, it doesn't look like it's going to happen. As of now, guys, it doesn't look like AGSH is going to happen. Usually when a stock comes out of a hold, it usually blows up right away. It usually blows up right away when a stock comes out of a hold. Okay, so if it's going to happen, stock usually comes out, blows up, goes on a nice big rip, goes on a nice big run from there. With it kind of getting held up at 150 over and over and over again, that's where it's a little bit more troubling. And that's where you could see traders say, oh, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to do that. Little side note, ADAP, guys, you do have a bounce play coming on up. ADAP. ADAP, I'm going to put 1,000 shares at $5, and ADAP, I'm going to put 1,000 shares around $4.90. So I am going to look for a little bit of a bounce play on ADAP, and to look to see if this stock's going to be able to bounce 1,000 at $5 and 1,000 shares at $4.90. My cost basis would then be right at that middle of $4.95 if that stock comes on down towards those marks. Right now, it's trying to bounce at more of 505. So right now, it's getting a little bit of a bounce at 505. Rapid, absolutely destroying it. $23,000. Again, insane, buddy. Insane work over there. But, I'm not seeing in the penny stock world, at least, penny stock speaking, nothing too amazing just yet. HGSH seems like it's, having a lot of trouble at that 150 mark. And, there is no reasoning behind it. IMPX having trouble at $5. That's having a little bit of trouble. TRXC, the stock is slowly trying to creep. TRXC slowly trying to creep on up. The good news is it did get above 237. Good news is it did get above 237, which is that 50-day moving average. But, it has been a little bit, it has been a little bit all over the place, a little bit choppy so far. Let's see real quick. BCDA, is that moving on up? No, that's not there yet. ADAP, the play I'm looking for is more of just a small bounce play. Small bounce play to kind of get my day started. And again, I'm just looking at past chart history pattern. So I'm just looking for, high reward, low risk plays. I'm looking for high reward, low risk plays. You can see again where the stock is trying to bounce at right now. So you guys see where that stock is trying to bounce at right now. Follow the blue line, and you could see resistance back here, resistance back here. That's more around that like $5 mark, but I was hoping it would touch and hit that or 505 mark, but I was hoping it would just drop and hit that $5 mark real quick, then bounce up towards like 515 on 1,000 shares and just make a quick like $150 to kick off my day. So ADAP, want to keep our eyes peeled over there. And if we miss though the bounce, obviously I don't want to keep hoping that bounce happens. HGSH is still trying to fight, but please be careful. That stock doesn't have any sort of news or reasoning. IMPX getting help getting rejected at $5. So right now, guys, ADAP, if you guys got in on the bounce, great job, great work. But it seems like that main bounce is already starting to happen right here. Stock just went from 505. My order did not get filled. I was 5 cents short. My order did not get filled. I was 5 cents short. So I wanted ADAP at the $5 mark and 490. $5, just a very nice natural support line, and I wanted to have 1,000 shares. So right there, if you guys did get filled, I mean, look at this. ADAP is up at 525. So my goal was 1,000 shares from $5 to 525. That would have been a $250 profit. So that would have been a $250 profit, already today. But I was 5 cents short. But you guys can notice again, like look how easy that play was. That play right there was great. It came on down, came just shy of my order, and then where did it pop up to? All the way up to 526. So if you don't know the best play of the day, look for a stock that has good volume, has good attention, and look for a dip buy. It's all about minimizing your risk and maximizing your reward. If you want to get into a stock that turns into a supernova and turn into something crazy, yes, those are going to be a little bit more risky, but they're also going to be a lot more rewarding. If you want to play the stock that just consistently makes you maybe $200 to $300 a day, look to play again. Some hot stock, a decent volume plays that are maybe previous top gainers or had a big time gap up in the morning, and then look to go from there on a little bit of a dip buy. As I said, nobody cares, guys. Nobody cares how many times you trade a day. If you come up to me and you say, Dick, I traded 12 times today. How you like them apples, son? What do you like? What do you know about 12 trades a day? And I'm like, all right, hey, that's awesome. And they're like, yeah, I also lost like $1,200 today. What up? Right? It's like, what? What are you bragging about? I don't care about how many times you guys trade today. People care about what you finish your day with. You can trade 1, 2, 3 times and finish more than someone who traded 15 times a day. It's not the more you trade, the more you make. That's ludicrous. That's ridiculous, right? What you guys need to understand, it's about the quality of the trades. The quality of the trades is what actually makes you money on these plays. Right now, what do we have here? FVE. FVE still trying to creep its way on up. FVE trying to creep its way on up. Where did HGSH just go to? HGSH trying to still get a little bit of that volume. Still trying to get a little bit scary. FVE still just trying to slowly creep its way on up. I'm debating if I want to hop in on maybe just like 500 shares on FVE just to see if that one holds that $6 mark. Because, I think, so far FVE has gone on about a 70-cent move. FVE has gone on about a 70-cent move and has just been slowly working its way on up. So, like right here, FVE just slow and steady, slowly working its way on up. Has support back down towards around 595. But look at FVE, everyone. I think this is just going to be a slow creeper today. This one could definitely just be a slow little creeper today. As this one, momentum. HGSH got halted at 956. So that means it's going to get unhalted at 9:11 and 17 seconds. 9:11 and 17 seconds. But I'm just watching, FVE at this time. Nothing wrong with maybe small shares on that play. Just have your stop loss underneath this line of 590. You have 590 as your support line on FVE, but this is kind of one of the plays that I think are just slow and steady and slow and consistent right here. So I would just say FVE stop loss at 590. If you are in, slow and steady play. Stay smaller because there is no news, but slowly getting more volume as it climbs. So it's a little bit of a risky play, but I like FVE probably the most, as I'm seeing right here. PL Stalker, just a little heads up, you're over in alerts chat. HGSH, we got about HGSH 1001. 1001 market comes out. What do we have here? ADAP. ADAP still trying to move on up. HGSH. HGSH. This stock is going to be unhalted, guys, in about 1 minute and 20 seconds. Yeah, Shane, I didn't get filled, so I canceled that order. As you guys know, again, when you guys are on, as I always say, imagine going out in the winter on a lake and you jump up and down on that ice. The more you jump on that ice, the better chance that you have of the better chance you have of breaking through that ice and falling into the cold, cold water, which obviously is what you don't want to do. So, usually if I don't nail the first bounce, I kind of stay away from it. But look what happened. Like ADAP, the first bounce, I didn't get filled by 4 cents. I didn't get filled on ADAP 1,000 shares by 4 cents. The stock, look at this bounce though. This is the bounce. You can't say, oh, the bounce already happened. Please let it happen again. The more you bounce on the support line, if it comes back on down, the better chance you have of that ice cracking. HGSH is live. HGSH is live. It is back and it is live. Now be careful. This is a play that is up for no reason. This is purely momentum. And before we couldn't even break 150, and out of nowhere, a whole bunch of buyers just came flying in on that stock. Right out of nowhere, a whole bunch of buyers came flying in on HGSH to kind of push it up and get it halted. That could have been a little bit of a pump as well, but we'll keep it on watch here. It's a risky play. CLGN. This play has a little continuation over the past few days at a $10 stock over on CLGN. A little bit of lower volume, but it's creeping its way on up. They just get halted on the downside. I don't know if it's halted yet. I don't see any orders, so you may be correct here. But yeah, see that? Yep, that just got halted on the downside now. So, I mean, do you guys really want to get in on that play? Right? Would you really want to get in on that stock? Is that really something that you guys want to get involved with? Over on HGSH, that stock's just getting halted. And, even if it does spike, it's going to get halted like every few seconds now. So, that's why that one's pretty tricky. CLGN trying to move on up a little bit. Let's go through our top gainers. I know, again, we're about 30 minutes in so far. HGSH is halted on the downside now. I think it's going to be a really tricky play. I would say please, please, please be careful on that. TRXC starting to fall. That's back underneath 237. You don't need it. Right? Back underneath 237. You don't need it. SLGG, that ran right up to that 200-day moving average, right? Running right up to that 200-day moving average. We know that that's going to be a resistance line, and where most people sell it on off. That's exactly it. What happened. IRIX just popped on up. This one has been very choppy, but it has been working its way on up. Needs to stay above. If you are a fan at all of IREX, it needs to stay above this 200-day moving average. If it goes below the 200-day moving average, what do you think is going to happen? The same exact thing that happened on SLGG. It's going to dump on off. The same exact thing that happened on TRXC. It's broke above for a moment, and now it's starting to dump on off. So if you are a fan of IRIX, you have your stop loss at the 200-day moving average at 325 or 326, and if it starts falling below it, you are out because it's most likely going to start dumping on off from there. IMPX still looking for a little bit of that $5 break from that dead cat bounce play. BGFV had an earnings, has potential for maybe a little bit of that red to green move. BIOC, nothing that's happening on BIOC at this time. FVE still has some life in it. I mean, as I said, my honestly 2 plays that I actually like so far today have been ADPN, or 2 plays that I actually somewhat like today have been ADAP for the bounce, which has worked out great all the way up towards around that 530 mark. I just didn't get filled by 4 cents, but again, limiting my risk and having only reward only on that play. That was awesome. Only reward on that play. Just again, couldn't get filled, about a few cents shy. Then after that, what else do we have? I also like FVE. As if FVE starts breaking through 610, I think that could start getting some hype towards it and some more momentum. We do have a VWAP. VWAP's back down towards around 585. I think 590 could be a little bit of a bounce play, though, as well. If the stock consolidates for a little bit of a pop, I think FVE could go on a nice run. Not much going on. 4 million in float. If buyers start moving in on FVE, I think that stock would take on off. That makes sense on everyone on why I would be thinking that. Not much is going on. A lot of the plays have been, shooting on up and coming on down. A lot of plays have been a little bit more choppy. If FVE starts breaking 610, 615, and pops up on the high of the day momentum scanner, traders that are out in the world right now are going to say, hey, I want to trade something. FVE starting to move. Hey, that stock actually looks pretty decent, and everyone starts flooding over there. So great job, Rapid. Way to show your P&L or your profits. Again, that's always great. We always love seeing that. Awesome work. Right now, HGSH is halted. Little sign up, guys. FVE starting to move on up just slightly. There is a 10K order at 606. There's a 10K order at 606. You guys see that guy right here? I just put that on the top. HGSH. So this actually may, again, slowly start moving on up. There's a 10K order at 606. That would be a very nice support line. Man, just hit a new high of the day for a moment. Just popped on up towards that 615 mark, then started coming back on down. 10K guy at 606 if you guys are in on it. And I know this one is slow, but not shabby. Now over on FVE, if this one is going to start creeping on up even more. Probably, if you guys are in on this play, it's probably, 500 to 1,000 shares, if that. Stock is trying to get a little bit jumpy. Still has that 10K order. Still has that 10K order at 606. But I'm just watching this level too. For these penny stocks right here. See what we can have. TRXC, no. SLGG, no. So FVE still trying. And FVE at this time, trying to get a little bit of hype on this stock. Just try to get this thing going. Now again, the support line's down towards around the 590-ish mark. This stock could definitely get a little bit of a pop here if it starts breaking through that 615-ish area. Bids are still down towards around 607, 610. Again, not much volume right now, but I just think it could be a slow little creeper if you guys are liking that. HGSH is live and back. That's back down towards around 150. And I'm just trying to find, some nice consistent plays. Honestly, as I said, the most easiest play I think out there today was 80 AP bounce play. I think that was probably the easiest play out there today. The 80 AP bounce play off that $5 mark. I think that was the easiest, most consistent stock. What else do we have going on? If we look over on Finviz, how's the Dow doing? Dow is up 10 points. Nasdaq is down 24 points. S&P 500 is down 5 points. So we actually have the markets down at this time, or a mixed market at this time, and we'll see if how well the SPY is going to be able to hold up today. It's not really doing bad, but it is slightly down at this time. Some of you guys looking over to BYND, be careful. VWAP coming on up at 128.20. Again, a little bit more pricey, but again, if you guys do have the funds or if you guys are looking for maybe an option on that play, definitely check it out. And then HGSH, kind of what expected. HGSH, a lot of what I expected on that play of, it's starting to come on down. Going through these top gainers really quickly. And we know we don't have anything insane with consistency. We don't have anything insane with consistency. Probably FVE would still probably be the best bet. The stock, we'd look to see if this could run up towards around that 660-ish mark. The NLI. I know you guys want it. I know you guys want something, right? You guys are like, come on, Deck. Come on. See what's going to be taken on off. See which one's going to be able to get that big time rip. Which one's going to get that big time volume. I know you guys are really looking forward to it. And that's, I want the same exact thing. I want to see the big time rip. I want to see that big time run, and I'm hungry for it, right? Or a pack of wolves here, pack of lions. We want to get after and make that big time money. There you go, half a million. Getting the sounds. I feel like no one can ever, roar in a manly way. If you ever just start roaring, I feel like no matter how tough you are, you always look a little girly. You don't believe me? Sit at your desk right now and try to release a good one. Pretty sure it's not going to sound as good as you think. So we're just really looking to see where this volume is going to be going into. It's 10:11 right now. CLGN, little choppy play. CLGN, and that stock has been moving up the past 7 days in a row now. So past 7 days in a row, CLGN's been trying to get a little bit of momentum. And let's put this on the bottom level too. Actually, let's stick this right here on the top level too. CLGN. I'll put FVE on the bottom level too. And as I said, if you guys are in on FVE, I have no problem with that play at all. Jay Let's 68110, what would be an entry on FVE? You'd either get in on FVE now on small shares and basically just hold for a small climb, or you could look to get in down towards around 595-ish. So either you're in on FVE right now looking for that 615 break and the stock to consistently move on up, or you look more down towards around like that 590-ish mark. Regardless, it'd probably just be like 500 to 1,000 shares and, sit tight on that play. Yeah, 608, that's absolutely fine if you're in on that, area. 608, that's absolutely fine. Your bottom supports at around $6, 590, and then a little bit farther down, you do have the VWAP. IMPX, trying to get a little bit of a break. IMPX testing that $5 mark. Well, sign up, guys. You still have CLGN. CLGN does have about a 70-cent spread. So we do have right here, let me double check that, what the float is. CLGN. We want to check this out right here. When we check out float, it is a 2 million in float play. So we do have, at this time right here, CLGN, 2 million in float stock. Last 7 days have been green. The stock also has a 70-cent spread, but it is still moving up. And I know, like, days like right now where you say, "Hey, Deck, like, I want to trade, like, I want to get in on something," right? And I know days like today is when you usually pull the trigger on something that you usually wouldn't on, right? Like, I know on days like today is when you just randomly pull the trigger on CLGN on a stock that has, a 30 to 70-cent spread. And, what happens? You sometimes take a loss and then you say, "Why did I do that?" Or sometimes, again, you might say, "Hey, I wouldn't usually trade FVE, but hey, nothing else is going on, so I might as well trade FVE," right? Or sometimes you might say, "Hey, Deck, I know IMPX has, $5 resistance, nothing else, and maybe I'll get on a break." Days like today, sometimes when people lose because they usually do things out of their character. They usually do things that they're not used to. They're usually doing things that they wouldn't do if the stock market was hot and other plays are going on. Am I right? Some people would never play FVE if the stock market was hot, but they want to trade. Some people wouldn't play INPX, looking for a dead cat bounce play, but nothing else is going on, so they say, "Hey, I'm here to trade. I want to hop in on something." Don't be emotional. Stay disciplined. Have a game plan and say to yourself, "All right, is this what I really want to do, or am I trading out of boredom? Am I trading just because I want to trade? Am I trading just because I'm here and I want to make money, but I'm risking also my account?" So that's all, very, very important to say to yourself and actually have, a real talk to yourself about, your discipline and what you want to do as a trader. So, right now IMPX trying to break that $5 mark, but coming right back on down. Back down, bids are at 495. And I get it. I want you guys to trade. I want you guys to get after it. But I also know, again, the other side of it. And a lot of people always hit me up and say, "Deck, how do you get so disciplined? Deck, how do you always, you're here, you're in front of your screen, you're logged on. How do you not pull the trigger, with these plays sometimes?" And the thing is, I've been doing this now for about 5 years. I've lost many times before on days that I said, "Hey, I'm here. I want to trade. I want to get that Lamborghini. I want to get that Ferrari. I want to get that yacht," right? Whatever you guys want. And then you start trading on days that you really shouldn't. I'm not saying you can't play anything at all today, but I'm saying use your head. Use your head, have discipline, and say, "Okay, am I really trading this because I think there's potential? Or am I just trading this because I want to trade something?" And if that's the case, you could be coming out with a loss. But it's very easy to look at the money on your screen because the money is not literally in front of you. It's not like you have $5,000, $10,000 cash in front of you. When you see $10,000 cash, you say, "Whoa, that is a lot of money." But when you see $10,000 on your market value, or how much is in your account, then you're just like, "Ah, you know what? Let's play around with it a little bit. I got enough in there." It just, like, mentally it changes so much when you're actually holding 10,000 to when it's a number on your screen, and then you're just like, "Yeah, let's see what happens. Let's throw some money around." So don't fall into that. Right now, IMPX trying to hold $5. IMPX trying to hold $5 at this time. CPAH, this play, I think CPH has the mid candle breakout pattern for tomorrow. Again, we do have our weekly watch list that we put together yesterday afternoon. Um, it is in the morning newsletter, but you guys can, of course, go check that out right here. And then make sure you guys look at that. We do have our mid candle breakout pattern. I think that's good for tomorrow. Maybe if it gaps down towards around 250, buy some shares. Stock could run back up towards around $4. Right? We had a nice mid candle breakout pattern last week. What was the mid candle breakout pattern last week? I'm blanking out on that one. If you guys remember it, but we had a pretty nice one. Been able to hold on up. Yeah, it's a GENE. Let me say GENE. Yeah, GENE. Exactly. So again, thank you. Look at how perfect this was. Nice big spike. Stock came on down. Red candle, and then the big green candle came flying on up. Yeah, GNE was an awesome mid candle breakout pattern of last week. And then FVE, or excuse me, CPAH Could possibly do that for tomorrow. And you're like, oh, Deck, it's 2 red days in a row. It doesn't matter as long as it stays on top of that kind of like 50%. Like this one, HMNY had 3 red days before it started spiking on up. Sometimes 2 days happens. That's okay. It doesn't have to just be one and then straight back on up. It may take a day or two. That's absolutely fine. Yeah, I miss Craig. Craig, remember? Yeah, CREG. That was a play. That was always like a November play. CREG like 2.5 years ago. CREG. If you scroll back to that one, I got a little November. What was it? Oh yeah, right here. CREG. That was back in 2017. It went from $1, shot all the way up towards around $9. That was a nice rip and run back in November. Some of these plays just always stand out in my head of just like nice rips and nice runs at certain times. I'm usually pretty good. Pretty good. I mean, I'm here every single day for